All right, let's clear something up real quick. So I know y'all have seen like artists and musicians ranting on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, about their record labels and how they're not getting paid. But if y'all knew how these record deals are actually structured, it might make you think twice about whether these claims are legit or whether that artist or that person just didn't understand how their deal looks. So basically, what happens when you sign a deal, you usually get what's called an advance up front. An advance is basically a lump sum of money that the label gives you that is recoupable against your future earnings. So, just for example, let's say they give you $1 million advance. Labels aren't stupid, they want that money back. Now, it's not quite as bad as a traditional bank loan, where if you default on a loan, they're seizing your assets, they're fucking up your credit, all that kind of stuff. If the label doesn't recoup a dime of that advance, they just take the L. But here's where it does get tricky, all right? The devil is in the details. So, a lot of times when you sign a record deal, it might be an 80-20 deal where you get 20% of the royalties that your music generates, the label gets the other 80%. But guess where the label is recouping that $1 million advance from? They don't recoup it from the whole 100%. They only recoup it from your 20%. So let's say you get $1 million advance and your music generates $1 million in royalties. Technically, they've only recouped $200,000 of that advance and you still owe them 800 grand. Now, I'm fucking horrible at math, but according to my calculator, that means that your music would have to generate about $5 million in royalties before you make a single dime off of your music and your advance is paid back to the label. And y'all can do the math on how many streams that equates to at roughly 0.003 cents per stream. And look, I'm not even giving y'all all this free game just to shit on labels and say they're always the bad guy. No, most of the time, it's because artists are signing bad deals. They either don't hire a lawyer or they don't know what their contract says, but that's usually the problem. Record labels are in the business of making money off of your music. So it's our job as artists and musicians and creators to make sure that we are getting terms that are equitable to us and that it makes sense. So yeah, don't sign bad deals and then tweet about it later.